Hello everyone, my name is Josiah. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. And I'm really excited about this video because I'm going to be talking about a movie that as a Christian I was able to pull a really cool example from, something that we can find within the Bible. If you haven't seen this movie that I'm going to talk about in a second, just know that I am going to be talking about spoilers. So if you haven't seen the movie, you might want to pause and go and watch it and then come back. If not, you're more than welcome to just watch the video to the very end and just let me know what you think. So recently I've been watching a lot of Alfred Hitchcock movies. Most of the ones I watched I haven't seen before. And the one that really stuck out to me was his movie Rope. And what Rope is about these former students of a professor, and this professor had this mentality that murder was something that only privileged men, that the superior members of society were able to commit. And so these two students, Brandon and Philip, they murder their friend and they put his body in a chest, and then they proceed to throw a party at their apartment in the same room that has the chest with their friend's body in it. But they invite their former teacher, Rupert, played by James Stewart, to the party, and Rupert begins to suspect that these two students of his have done something, and he's not quite sure what it is, and the whole movie plays out from there. I thought the acting in the movie was really great. There was a lot of tension and suspense because from the start of the film that the body of the missing person is in the very room with them. And so you're just kind of watching all of this play out. Over the course of the movie, one of the students, Brandon, he kind of becomes more and more confident that they're going to be able to get away with their crime, while the other guy, Philip, he isn't quite sure. Over the course of the film, he becomes more and more rattled and nervous because he's afraid that Rupert is going to find them out and that there'll be consequences. And at the end of the film, what we all kind of expect is Rupert finds out what they did. He finds the body, and this is part of their conversation of what happens after that.
Brandon, until this very moment, this world and the people in it have always been dark and incomprehensible to me. And I've tried to clear my way with logic and superior intellect. And you've thrown my own words right back in my face, Brandon. You were right to. If nothing else, a man should stand by his words. But you've given my words a meaning that I never dreamed of. And you've tried to twist them into a cold, logical excuse for your ugly murder. Oh, they never were that, Brandon. And you can't make them that. There must have been something deep inside you from the very start that let you do this thing. But there's always been something deep inside me that would never let me do it.
And so, what's interesting about this, to me, is this is a good example of the difference between Christians and non-believers, in my opinion. Because, as you noticed, Rupert says that Brandon must have had something in him from the start that allowed him to commit this murder, whereas he had something within him that even though he had these thoughts, he knew would never have allowed him to do this. And so this reminds me of a passage in Matthew 15 where the Pharisees are asking Jesus why his disciples are breaking the tradition of eating without washing their hands, without eating with unclean hands. And Jesus tells them that it isn't what goes into the body that defiles a person. He's like, whatever you eat goes into the stomach and then it's expelled from the body, but it's what comes out of the mouth that defiles a person, because that comes from the heart. And from the heart comes evil thoughts, murder, theft, idolatry, adultery, sexual immorality, slander, and so on. And these are the things that defiled a person, not the other way around. And I believe that Christians are a lot like Rupert in this situation. Because we have Christ, because we have the Holy Spirit living inside of us, even though we still have these sinful thoughts from time to time, the Holy Spirit convicts us and keeps us from committing these thoughts that we have. Whereas Brandon represents, the world, or people who I believe aren't Christians, who are still sinners. And so that's what enables them to act out on these thoughts. And even though as Christians we still are sinners and we still need the grace of God every single day, having the Holy Spirit within us empowers us and strengthens us to resist these temptations so that we aren't acting them out and doing these horrible things. And so I just thought that was really cool. I wanted to share that all with you today. Have you seen the movie Rope? If not, check it out. I really recommend it. What are some of your favorite Alfred Hitchcock movies? Let me know in the comments, and I will see you guys next time.